Hello again and welcome back to class number 150 for today. Yes, by the end of the day, by the end of today, by the end of this class, you will have completed 150 classes. By the end of the class today, by the time we finish, you will have only 45 classes left. Only 45 classes left. It's sad, my God. We'll finish this course soon. Yes. 46 classes. Counting the class today, we have 46 classes left. By the time we reach class number 195, it will be time to celebrate, and you will graduate. And we will send you into the cold, cruel world with your English. And you will impress people. Yes, right and left. Diestro y siniestro. Okay, you'll impress people right and left. So, but still, that day hasn't come yet. In the meantime, mientras tanto, we have no choice but to continue reviewing, practicing, teaching, going over, etc. So let's go to camera number 1 and let's review the translation list from yesterday, please. All right, number 1, tomé una copa y después me acosté. I had a drink and then went to bed. I had a nightcap, a drink at night. Algo está fallando aquí, eh? Something's wrong here. I can feel it. I can feel it in my bones. I have a premonition. I have a feeling. I've got a feeling deep inside. Yes. I have a feeling that something's wrong. I can feel it. I can smell it. I can sense it. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. Something's not right. I can tell. Nada fallado hasta ahora, eh? Nothing has gone wrong up to now. Or nothing has gone wrong so far. Up to now, so far. So far, up to now. Pero lo que no decimos es until now. Eso no lo decimos. Except in other cases. So far, everything has gone okay, so nothing's gone wrong. Nothing's. Hago la contracción de nothing has. Nothing's gone wrong up to now or so far. Algo siempre falla cuando tú apareces. Something always goes wrong. Something always goes wrong when you show up or when you turn up. Nothing has gone wrong so far. Nothing has gone wrong. Go wrong. Nothing has gone wrong so far, but something always goes wrong when you show up. No falló nada. Nothing went wrong. Can you believe it? Nothing went wrong. Mientras tanto, ¿por qué no comes algo? In the meantime, why don't you get something to eat? Why don't you get? Why don't you? Why don't you? Don't you? Don't you? Don't you? ¿No me quieres? Don't you love me? No te caigo bien? Don't you like me? No quieres que esté aquí? Don't you want me? Don't you want me to be here? Don't you? Suena normalmente don't you. Como chewing gum. Don't you? All right. ¿Por qué no comes algo? Why don't you? Why don't you? Why don't you get something to eat? In the meantime, de ahora en adelante, tendré más cuidado, eh? From now on, I'll be more careful, okay? Yeah, don't worry. I'm sorry. I know it was a mistake, so I promise. From now on, I'll be more careful, officer. Yes, officer. Sí, agente. The policeman, eh? Says, excuse me. Did you realize that you ran a red light? Me? I ran a red light. Saltaba un disco en rojo. Yes, you ran a red light. I suppose you realize that. Oh, well, officer, to tell you the truth, I didn't realize it. You really didn't realize it? No, honest, I didn't realize it. Apparently, I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. I'm really sorry, officer. Well, the next time, be more careful. Yes, be more careful. Muy bien. La gente, de ahora en adelante tendré más cuidado. From now on, I'll be more careful. I'll be more careful. And I promise I'll never run a red light again in my life. I promise that. Never will I run a red light again in my life. ¿Puedes bajar un poco la radio, por favor? Can you turn the radio down just a bit, please? Come on, please. Can you turn the radio down? Video kill the radio show. Can you turn down the radio, please? Can you turn down the radio, please? It's too loud for me to speak. I can't speak to you this week. Turn down the radio, please, please. Turn it down now. Turn it down now. Turn it down now. Turn the radio down or turn down the radio. Okay, turn it down now. Si no entiendes una palabra, sáltala en el examen. If you don't understand a word, skip it. Skip. S-K-I-P. Isn't there a detergent in this country called Skip? Well, skip is ir saltando. To skip rope is saltar la comba. So if you don't understand a word, skip it. Fui rechazado por razones de salud. I was turned down for reasons of health or for health reasons. Lo segundo me gusta más. I was turned down for health reasons. Yes. And the first time I saw Jennifer in my life, I was crazy about her. I was 16 and she was 17. She was 1 year older than I was. But I was infatuated, encaprichado. I was infatuated with her. And finally I got up the courage to ask her, I said, Jennifer, would you like to go out? And she turned me down. Me rechazó, calabazas. She turned me down. She turned me down, me rechazó. No, that's life. No voy a subir mis precios este año. I'm not going to raise my prices this year. ¿Te gustaría saberlo? You'll like to know this. I'm not going to raise. I'm not going to raise my prices this year. Remember, all in favor of more holidays in Spain, please raise your right hand. Yeah. You can put your hand down now. Okay, good. Apenas puedo llegar a fin de mes. I can hardly make ends meet. Apenas puedo hacer que los cabos, las terminaciones se unan. I can hardly make ends, terminaciones, cabos, meet. Encontrarse. I can hardly make ends meet. Casi no llego a fin de mes. All right. I'll see you in just a few minutes.
Hello everyone, I'm Hannah and welcome to another class with me. We're going to review our previous program, so let's get started. But first, we're going to say hello and greet our student, our guest for today, Marina. Hi Marina, how are you?
Very well, thank you. And you?
I'm great. Thank you for being here, as always.
It's a pleasure.
Okay, we're going to begin with the expression, under no circumstances. Okay, so what does that mean in Spanish?
Bajo ninguna circunstancia.
Exactly. So the translation is quite direct, right? Under no circumstances, bajo ninguna circunstancia. So translate for me. Bajo ninguna circunstancia debéis montar en el ascensor cuando hay un incendio. A long sentence.
Under no circumstances must you get on the elevator if there is a fire.
Okay, cuando hay.
Okay.
When?
When there is a fire.
Okay, muy bien. So under no circumstances. Okay, now usually when we use this example, we in our tone and our gestures and our looks and also like how we say it also accompanies, you know, the expression. So under no circumstances must you get on the elevator when there's a fire. Okay, so again, because it's really strong, this is almost an order, almost like you're saying or you're giving a rule, okay? So another example, bajo ninguna circunstancias deberías gritar durante el funeral.
Of course not. Under no circumstances must you shout.
Deberías.
Should.
Okay, ahora
should you? Okay, should you shout at the funeral
Okay, durante.
or during the funeral.
Muy bien. Okay, repeat the whole sentence.
Under no circumstances should you shout during the funeral.
Muy bien. Great. So, under no circumstances should you shout, gritar, should you shout during the funeral. Muy bien. Ok, bajo ninguna circunstancia deberían jugar en la calle.
Under no circumstances should they play in the street.
Muy bien. Excellent. So, under no circumstances should they play in the street. So, again, the expression here, bajo ninguna circunstancia, is under no circumstances. Now, fijaos bien, circumstances va con ese, okay, en la forma plural, ese. So, under no circumstances, no olvidéis. Okay, now translation list. Number 1, tomé una copa y después me acosté.
I had a drink and afterwards I went to bed.
And then,
And then I went to bed.
okay, good. And then went to bed.
Okay.
Repeat.
I had a drink and then I went to bed.
Okay, good. Now, ese segunda I no hace falta.
Okay. I had a drink and then went to bed.
Eso. Perfect. Great. So the second time, the second part of the sentence, we don't have to repeat the subject. Okay, so we just say, I had a drink and then went to bed. Algo está fallando aquí.
Something is wrong here.
Good. Give me the contraction.
Something's wrong here.
Muy bien. So something's wrong here. Something's wrong here. Nada ha fallado hasta ahora.
Nothing has gone wrong so far.
Great. Muy bien. Nothing has gone wrong so far. Now here we're using to go wrong. Okay, so that's fallar. To go wrong when we talk about planes, like plans or your intentions or something. So to go wrong, right? So nothing has gone wrong so far. Now if we use fallar en el sentido de la memoria, like your memory, or los frenos, right, your brakes, then we use a different verb. Okay, then we use get to
fail.
Exactly. So to fail, right? So depending on the sentence and what you're talking about, the verb will change. Algo siempre falla cuando tú apareces.
Something goes wrong when you show up.
Okay, good. Algo siempre.
All right. Something always goes wrong when you show up.
Okay, muy bien. I love it because Marina always adds, she plays the role very well. Something always goes wrong when you show up. Good. So something always goes wrong when you show up. No falló nada.
Nothing went wrong.
Great. Excellent. Nothing went wrong. So remember again, if we're talking about un plan, una operación, algo. So to go wrong. Nada falló. Nothing went wrong. Mientras tanto, ¿por qué no comes algo?
In the meantime, why don't you eat something?
Okay, great. In the meantime, or in the meanwhile, why don't you get something to eat? Or why don't you eat something? Muy bien. De ahora en adelante, tendré más cuidado.
From now on, I'll be more careful.
Great. From now on. De ahora en adelante. So from now on, or también se puede decir as of now. También, okay? So they're synonymous, as of now. ¿Puedes bajar la radio un poco?
Can you turn the radio down a little?
Okay, good. So can you turn the radio down a little? Or can you turn down the radio a little? Both of them are absolutely perfect because ahí el verbo es separable, okay? Okay, great job at home. Please keep practicing this list, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
You know, I'm supposed to teach you something this hour. Well, this segment. I'm supposed to teach you something. I don't really feel up to it today. I don't know, something's wrong. I don't know what it is. My head, I don't know. There's something the matter with me today. I don't know what it is. But I don't really feel up to continuing, if you don't mind. I don't feel up to it. I don't feel up to teaching you anything today. To tell you the truth, I don't feel up to changing cameras, but Maria's telling me to change. I'm exhausted. I'm so tired, I can't move. I really don't feel up to it. If you don't mind, I'd like to stop. I don't feel up to continuing. Okay. Do you mind if I stop? You do. You want me to continue? My God. I still have at least 6 or 7 minutes left on this segment, and I really feel bad. I don't feel up to continuing. I don't feel up to it. You want me to continue? My God, and Maria's telling me to change cameras. I'm so stressed out. All right, I'll change cameras, okay? But I don't feel up to continuing. Okay. No me siento a la altura hoy. No me siento con ganas, no me siento con fuerzas, no me siento con coraje, valor de hacerlo hoy. Algo me pasa que me baja las defensas. I don't feel up to it. I don't feel up to it. No me siento con ganas ya, con fuerzas. Ahora sí, sigo la frase, no me siento con ganas o fuerzas de enseñar, se usa el gerundio. Porque el to aquí es preposición. I don't feel up to teaching. I don't feel up to giving you a class today. I really don't feel up to it. I'm exhausted. I'm so worn out. I can't even move. I feel awful today. I don't know what's wrong with me today, but last night when I went to bed, I felt a little strange. I took my temperature and I didn't have a temperature. It was normal. My temperature was normal. So I don't have a fever. No, I don't have a fever. I don't know what it is. But I just feel with no energy. You say en flojera in Spanish. I feel completely listless. List como una lista. Y luego less como menos. Los juntas, listless. And it's flojera, con flojera. All right? I feel listless today. I don't know what it is. I don't have a fever, but I don't feel good. Something's wrong with me. And I'm just not up to teaching today, if you don't mind. I have to make an incredible effort to teach you today. I really don't feel up to it. I really don't feel up to it. I don't feel up to teaching. I don't feel up to looking through these papers. I don't feel up to checking what I have to teach in the next segment. Oh my God. I don't feel up to doing anything. I don't feel up to changing cameras. I don't feel up to following, gerundio siempre. I don't feel up to following Maria's orders and instructions all the time. She barks orders at me. Ladra órdenes. She barks orders at me, and I have to follow them. I don't like to follow orders. I'm not up to following orders. I don't feel up to it today. I just don't feel up to it. I think maybe the best thing for me to do is just to tell Maria to corten, and just to stop the program altogether. I need to go home, I think. My chauffeur is waiting outside in my Rolls Royce. And my Rolls Royce, in the back seat, it's similar to a limousine, and I have a bed. And I'll simply go out to my car. I'll stop this class in just a second. I'll stop it in just a second. And tell you I just don't feel up to continuing. And then I'll go out and say to my chauffeur, Reginald, that's his name, Reginald, could you open the door for me? And Reginald would be surprised because normally I open the door myself. He doesn't open it. My chauffeur doesn't open the door for me. But today when I go out, I said, Reginald, do you mind? Would you mind opening the door for me? Of course, sir. Is something wrong? I just don't feel up to opening doors. I'm so tired. I don't feel up to doing it myself today. And then I'll get into the back of the limousine, and Reginald will ask me, where to, boss? ¿A dónde, jefe? Where to? Where would you like to go? Nowhere, Reginald. I don't feel up to going anywhere. I really don't feel it. And besides, Reginald, I have a cocktail party scheduled. I have a cocktail party scheduled, dirían los británicos e irlandeses. Scheduled, dirían los norteamericanos y canadienses. Reginald, I have a cocktail party scheduled for 7:30. That's in an hour and 15 minutes. To tell you the truth, I don't feel up to going. I don't feel up to it. I'm really tired. I don't think I'll be a very good guest at the cocktail party. So could you please call Mary Shriver and tell her that I don't feel up to it today, that I feel a bit under the weather. Me siento un poco bajo mínimos, un poco pachucho. To feel under the weather, literalmente sentirse bajo los elementos, bajo el tiempo atmosférico. To feel under the weather means pachucho, bajo mínimos, in salud. I feel a little bit under the weather, Reginald. I don't feel up to going to a cocktail party. I don't feel up to smiling for 3 hours and chatting with people. I don't feel up to it today. I'm too tired. I'm too weary. I'm too exhausted. I'm extenuated. I'm so tired I can't move. Can't you tell? Look at me. Don't I look tired? Look at my eyes. Don't I look sleepy? Don't I look tired? Can't you tell? I don't feel up to doing this class, but I have to. Because Maria is waiting, she's holding a club, un palo, and if I decide to stop, she'll hit me. So I have no choice but to continue. But to tell you the truth, I really don't feel up to it. I really don't feel up to it. On other days, I feel up to it. On other days, I'm high energy, Mr. Energy, yeah. But today, no. Today I need to recharge my batteries. Yes, I need to recharge my batteries. I don't know how, but I need to recharge my batteries, and I don't really feel up to it. To tell you the truth, I don't feel up to staying here. I feel like going home. So instead of plugging myself in, enchufándome in the wall to recharge my batteries, I think I'll go home and take it easy. I don't feel up to staying here. I really don't feel up to it. I'm a little bit under the weather. So I'll let you have a word from our sponsors, and then I'll come back to finish this segment. Now, el que sigo después o no, whether I continue or not after that, I don't know, but you'll see on television. I'll be back in a few minutes. All right. Learning English takes a lot of work. Do you feel up to it? Are you ready for the challenge? Do you feel up to it? All right. Me, I feel up to it. I'm a little bit tired today, but I think I'll continue. I think I feel up to it now. Yeah. I feel up to making the effort to teach you English. And I hope you feel up to it too. Okay? I spend a lot of time with you. I do all the talking. And you passively take notes, passively watch, sometimes laugh, I don't know. But every day, I have the same dilemma. When I started, I don't really feel up to it today. But then Maria says, you can do it, come on, you can do it, you're stronger than you think. And she gives me a shot, una inyección, a shot of morale. And now I feel up to it. So I'll be back after our next teacher.
Hello and welcome. My name is Richard Brown, that's right, the other Richard on this show. And I'm here with David today to really work at this expression, to feel up to something. David, how are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Good. Ask me how I am.
How are you?
I'm feeling a bit poorly today, David.
A bit what?
A bit poorly, a bit under the weather.
Sorry about that.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Okay. I'm feeling a bit, it's not true, me imaginemos, no?
Yes.
I'm feeling a bit poorly. Poorly is pachucho, no? A bit under the weather.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So ask me if I feel up to giving this class.
Do you feel up to giving this class?
Well, I thought when I woke up this morning that I didn't feel up to giving this class, but now I'm here, I feel up to it. I've got my energy back.
Okay.
Okay. Bien,
because anyway, you have to do it.
I have to do it, exactly. Si no me echan. They'll kick me out. Okay. So to feel up to doing something, or to feel up to something, is a little similar to the expression to feel like doing something, but it's no es solo me apetece, sino tengo como suficientes fuerzas para hacer algo. ¿Ya? O me siento con ganas, con fuerzas para hacer algo.
Okay.
For example, imagine you've been working all week, David, and I
Yes.
phone you on Friday night and I say, David, let's go out for a beer. And what would you say to me? "Well,
I'm sorry, I don't feel up to going out.
exactly, for a beer. Or I don't feel up to it.
Okay, I don't feel up to
Simplemente,
it.
para no
Yeah.
repetir lo que yo he dicho.
Okay.
Yeah? I don't feel up to going out. Okay? The verb in the gerund, acabando en ing. Okay? I don't feel up to going out or I don't feel up to it. Que no me siento con fuerzas para hacerlo.
Uh-huh.
Okay? When somebody has been ill for some time
Yes.
and now they're starting to get better,
Uh-huh.
you might ask them,
Uh-huh.
do you feel up to coming out for a walk?
Okay.
¿Cómo te sientes? ¿Te
Ajá.
sientes con suficientes fuerzas como para salir a dar un paseo?
Uh-huh.
Okay, do you feel up to it?
Okay.
Yeah, and they might say to you, I don't feel up to it yet.
Uh-huh.
I'm too weak. Yeah, I don't feel up to it yet. Bien, okay, let's have a look then. David, and everybody at home too, so please practice out loud with David, otherwise you're wasting your time. Ali? When you feel under the weather, do you feel up to going out with your friends?
No, when I feel under the weather, I don't feel up to going out with my friends.
Bien, podrías decir también, I don't feel like going out,
Ajá.
como no me apetece, pero aquí
Yes.
es más bien,
No tengo fuerzas, no
ni
tengo-
ganos, ni
Ah,
ánimo,
ajá.
okay? I don't feel up to going out with my friends. Ojo con la pronunciación de up to, okay? When we're speaking fast, we say up to. Up to, okay? I don't feel up to going out with my friends. I don't feel up to it, okay? I don't feel up to. I don't feel up to going out with my friends. I don't feel up to having a beer. I don't feel up to staying up late. Okay, ask me if I feel up to speaking to my wife after 11 o'clock, after a hard day's work.
Do you feel up to talking to your wife after 11 o'clock,
Bien.
after a hard day work,
Hard day's work.
after
A hard day's con apostrophe S, okay?
okay, after a hard day's work?
Okay, the whole question again?
Do you feel up to talking to your wife after 11 o'clock, after a
Good.
after a hard day's work?
Talking dijiste?
Sorry?
Talking.
Yes.
Vale, sí.
Didn't
No,
you say
no,
that?
I don't- no, I don't feel up to talking to my wife after a hard day's work at 11 o'clock. Good. Okay. Imagine, David, you've got tonsillitis.
Sorry?
Yeah? Tonsillitis. Tonsils are your amygdalas.
Okay.
Okay? Tonsillitis, amygdalitis.
Tonsillitis.
Tonsillitis. Okay?
Tonsillitis.
Imagine David's got tonsillitis. Pues te apetece cantar? Do you feel like singing?
No, I don't feel up to singing
Good.
after I've had tonsillitis.
Tonsillitis, very good. Okay. ¿Cómo es laringitis? Very similar.
Uh-huh.
Laryngitis. Okay, imagine you've got laryngitis. Do you feel like shouting at your
No.
neighbor?
No, I don't feel up to shouting at my neighbor after I've had laryngitis.
O after having, pero no, como
After having.
el sujeto es el mismo.
Okay,
After having.
after
laryngitis.
having laryngitis.
Okay, good. Pharyngitis, ¿cómo sería?
Pharyngitis?
Muy bien. Good. Pharyngitis.
I'm on the roll.
He's on a roll. I'm on a roll.
I'm on the roll.
A roll.
I'm on a roll.
Roll, como
I'm on
de
a roll.
rodar,
Ajá.
okay? I'm on a roll. Está de racha, ¿no? He's on a roll, okay? So laryngitis, pharyngitis, I have no idea what the difference is. Ambos duelen, eso sí.
Okay, we have the pharynx and the larynx. Okay,
The
they
pharynx and the larynx.
and yes, the pharynx and the larynx.
both-
They are two different things.
I know that.
Yes, but I don't know where they are. No.
they're in your throat somewhere.
Yes.
Okay, so imagine you've got swine flu.
Yes.
Would you feel, if you had swine flu, ¿qué es swine flu?
Gripe A.
Gripe A, exactamente. Nosotros decimos swine, que es como de porcina, ¿no?
Yes.
Okay, swine flu, gripe A. If you had gripe A, would you feel up to coming to the studio?
No, if I had swine flu, I wouldn't feel up to come into the studio.
Exactly. If David had swine flu, he probably wouldn't feel up to coming to the studio. And if you did, I wouldn't be very pleased. Bien, okay. Imagine you've got ¿cómo se dice? Diarrea. Es importante, ¿eh?
Diarrhea.
Diarrhea. Good. Diarrhea. It's spelled rather in a strange way, but it's pronounced diarrhea. Diarrhea. Okay, if you had diarrhea, would you feel up to coming to the studio?
No, if I had diarrhea, I wouldn't feel up to coming to the studio.
Ask me the same question.
If you had diarrhea, would you feel up to coming to the studio?
I have to come to the studio because otherwise I get the sack.
Okay.
So I'd have to come. Good. So we have some different ailments. Ailments son como condiciones o médicas. Tonsillitis, ¿era?
And
Amygdalitis.
tonsillitis, amygdalitis.
Your tonsils, your amígdalas, yeah? Amygdalitis. Tonsillitis. Laryngitis is obvio, no? Laryngitis. Pharyngitis, the same. Diarrhea is diarrea, obviamente. Okay. And swine flu.
Gripe A.
Good. Por cierto, how do we say cuando estás incubando algo? We have a phrasal verb in English. Do you know at home? We say you're
Coming down?
eso es coming down with.
If you are coming down with the flu.
Excellent. Muy bien. You're coming down with something. I'm coming down with the flu, for example. I'm coming down with tonsillitis. Okay?
Okay.
Good. So, David, for everybody at home, the difference between I feel like doing something and I feel up to doing something, in a nutshell. En resumidas cuentas. In a
Yes.
nutshell, in a cáscara de un nuez.
When I feel like doing something is when me apetece, and when I feel up or when I don't feel up
To doing something.
to doing something, es cuando no tengo fuerzas, no estoy de ánimo.
Claro.
Yes.
Como te explicas mucho mejor español que yo. Genial. Thanks very much. Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay, welcome back. Expressing regret. Expressing the fact that you're sorry, that you should have done something, or you shouldn't have done something, and now you're sorry you did it, or you're sorry you didn't do it. You regret having done it, or you regret not having done it. Que lío. Let me explain on camera number 1, please. All right. Lamento haberlo hecho. Me arrepiento de haberlo hecho. Siento haberlo hecho. No tenía que haberlo hecho. No debería haberlo hecho. Oh. In Spanish, it's a mess too. All right, now in English. If you do something you shouldn't have done, then probably you're sorry you did it. Probably you regret having done it. Now, if you did something that you're glad you did, then you're glad you did it. You don't regret having done it, and you're not sorry that you did it. Okay? But if you're sorry you did it, then it's clear that you regret having done it, and that you shouldn't have done it. Okay. Let's look at the Spanish, more or less the Spanish equivalent, because Spanish is strange in this type of. I'm personally not even sure I know Spanish well enough to know the small differences. Okay. Okay, are you ready? Siento haberlo hecho. I'm sorry I did it. I'm sorry I did it. I'm sorry I did it. Lo contrario sería I'm glad I did it. O sea, literalmente decimos en inglés, me alegro, lo hice. Yo lo hice. I'm glad I, otra vez, did it. The opposite, I'm sorry I did it. Ojalá no lo hubiera hecho. I wish I hadn't done it. Lamento haberlo hecho. Me arrepiento de haberlo hecho. I regret having, gerundio, having done it. O sea, lamento habiéndolo hecho, decimos en inglés. I regret having done it. No tenía que haberlo hecho, no debería haberlo hecho. I shouldn't have done it. There are basically 4 ways of expressing 4 different angles to express the same basic concept. Que siento haberlo hecho. I'm sorry I did it. I shouldn't have done it. I wish I hadn't done it. Yes, what's the 4th? My God. I shouldn't have done it. I regret having done it. I'm sorry I did it. I wish I hadn't done it. I married Priscilla. Oh, it was a mistake. I married Priscilla, and it was a big mistake. I'm sorry I married her. I shouldn't have married her. I regret having married her. Yes, I wish I hadn't married her. Okay. I killed him. Le maté. It was a big mistake. I wish I hadn't killed him. I'm sorry I killed him. I regret having killed him. I shouldn't have killed him. Yeah. I didn't finish the exam, and it was a big mistake. I didn't finish the exam. I should have finished it. I wish I had finished it. I'm sorry I didn't finish it. I should have finished it. Yes, I should have finished it. All right. Mandé el correo sin revisarlo, and it was a big mistake. I sent the email, un correo electrónico. I sent the email without having checked it first, without having gone over it first, and there were some mistakes. Okay, no tenía que haberlo mandado así. I shouldn't have. No debería haberlo mandado así. I shouldn't have sent it without first having gone over it a second time. I shouldn't have sent it without having, sin habiendo, en español sin haberlo revisado primero. I shouldn't have sent it without having checked it first or without having gone over it first. I'm sorry I sent it without having gone over it. I wish I hadn't sent it without having gone over it first. I shouldn't have sent it. Yes, I regret having sent it without having gone over it first. We could go on for 100 years with these 4 different equivalent expressions about ojalá no hubiera hecho eso, o que sí hubiera hecho eso. Lamento haberlo hecho o no haberlo hecho, etc. Yes. Por ejemplo, vine a España y lo lamento, que no es cierto, pero supongamos que sí. I came to Spain and settled in this country, and it was a big mistake. I wish I hadn't come. I'm sorry I came. I shouldn't have come. I regret having come. I regret having come. I put my money in that bad bank, and it was a mistake. I lost all my money. A corrupt bank. I wish I hadn't put my money in that bank. I'm sorry I put my money in that bank. I regret having put, habiendo puesto, se dice en inglés. I regret, con regret, having, con es pasado. I regret having, o sea, porque lo deposité mi dinero hace tiempo ya, y lo perdí todo. I regret having put my money in that bank. I shouldn't have put my money in that bank. It's clear. I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have done it. I'm sorry I did it. I regret having done it. I wish I hadn't done it. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Y conocí a María. I met Maria. Yeah. And I fell hopelessly in love. I wish I hadn't met her. I shouldn't have met her. I'm sorry I met her. I regret having met her. Okay? And I came to Spain and married my wife. I'm glad I came. I'm glad I met her. I'm glad I married her. And I'm glad I had the beautiful children I have. So in this case, I don't regret anything. I'm not sorry about anything. I don't wish I had done something else. And I think I shouldn't, I don't think I should have done something else. I'm glad. Not sorry. I'm glad. I'm not sorry. I'm glad. I'm not sorry. I'm glad. All right? You understand? All right. I'll be back in just a few minutes.
everyone. I'm Natasha, your teacher for today for this advanced level, and I'm here with a very special student. Her name is Marina. How are you, Marina?
Very well, thank you. And
They
you?
all know you by now, right? They all know you as the student who studies a lot, right? Yes?
Yes, I
What-
do.
Yes, of
But
course.
I'm sure there are a lot of students who study a lot as well.
So. I hope so, okay? Because remember, I can see you, so I hope you're studying, okay? All right, are you ready for today's class?
Oh yes,
Did
ready
you
and willing.
Did you study a lot?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, as you know, we're going to start off the class with our 5 words of the day, okay? Remember, and I know I always say this and I'm a bit annoying, but I'm going to say it again, okay? You have to say these words out loud and you have to concentrate on the pronunciation. Listen carefully to the way I say it and try to imitate me, okay? It's very, very important that you say these words out loud. Okay, are you ready? All right, the first word is reembolso. How do we say this? Very good. Refund. Refund. Okay, with the accent at the beginning. Refund. Very good. Let's see if Marina can say this.
Refund.
Very good. Very good pronunciation. Okay, the next word is receta de cocina. How do we say this? Very good. Recipe. Recipe. Now, even though it finishes with an E, we say it as if it really finished with an I, okay? Recipe. Okay? One more time. Very good. Let's see if Marina can say it.
Recipe.
Very good pronunciation. Okay, the next word is brecha, laguna. How do we say this? Very good. Gap. Gap. One more time. Very good. Marina, your turn.
Gap.
Very good. This isn't difficult to pronounce. Gap. Okay, the next one is el Padre Nuestro. How do we say this? Very good. The Lord's Prayer. Now, be careful with this word, okay? It's prayer with a long E at the end, okay? It's like prayer, okay? We don't say prayer. We say prayer. One more time. Very good. The Lord's Prayer. Okay, let's see if Marina can say this.
The Lord's Prayer.
Very good. She said it with a British accent, but perfect, okay? The next one is elogiar, alabar. How do we say this? Very good. To praise, okay? To praise. Remember that the S in praise, we say it like a Z, okay? Praise, okay? Like a B. One more time. Very good. Marina, can you repeat?
To praise.
Very good. I praise you a lot, don't I?
Yes, you do.
I praise my students at home as well as a lot as well. Okay. We're going to start with the grammar point of the day, okay? We're going to see regret plus to or regret plus ing. Let's see if Marina knows the difference, okay? What is the translation of regret plus to?
Regret plus to is when you are going to refer to something in the present or in the future.
Okay, and the translation is?
Lamento.
Exactly. Lamento informarte que, and so on. And it's regret plus to. But what is regret plus ing?
It refers when you have done something in the past and you're not very happy with yourself about it.
Very good. And the translation would be? What would it be? Me arrepiento.
All right.
Okay? Me arrepiento de haber comprado esos zapatos, for example. Okay? Me arrepiento de. But when it's regret plus to, it's lamento informarle, for example. Okay? And obviously, regret plus to is a bit more formal, and we use it in formal situations. Okay? Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to say a sentence, and you and Marina have to rephrase using either regret plus to or regret plus ing. Okay, are you ready? Okay. I shouldn't have bought this pair of shoes.
I regret buying those pairs.
Oh no, yeah.
Okay, you
Yeah,
regret buying those shoes or
Okay, that pair of
that.
shoes.
Okay.
One more time.
You regret buying that pair of shoes.
Very good. You regret buying that pair of shoes. Okay, very, very important. In English, we don't tend to say you regret having bought, okay? Even though in Spanish you say me arrepiento de haber comprado, in English we just use I regret buying, not having bought, okay? So pay attention to that, okay? But very good. Okay, the next one is for you. He doesn't think so, but he shouldn't have asked her out. I'll repeat. He doesn't think so, but he shouldn't have asked her out. Very good. He doesn't regret asking her out. He doesn't regret asking her out. Okay, very good. And remember that the pronunciation of regret is like r, and that's very short, and even like an I sound. Regret, regret. Okay, very good. Are you ready for the next one? She should have called before going to his house.
She should.
She regrets?
Oh, right. She regrets calling him.
No, going to?
Going to. All right. Going to his house without calling him first.
Very good. One more time.
She regrets calling him. Going to his house without calling him first.
Perfect. Okay. She regrets going to his house without calling him first. Okay. The next one is for you at home. Tell me you have decided not to hire me. Okay. So tell me you have decided not to hire me. Very good. Let's see if Marina can say it as well.
I regret to tell you that we are not going to hire you.
Oh, that's sad. But very good. Okay, so we regret to tell you, or I regret to tell you, we are not going to hire you. Or I regret to tell you that we are not going to hire you. Okay, that is optional. Okay, are you ready for the next one? We shouldn't have had 2 helpings of ice cream. What is to have 2 helpings of something?
Servirte 2 veces
Yes,
helado.
very good. Okay, so we say 2 helpings. Servirte por segunda vez would be your second helping. Okay, it doesn't help, but it's called helping. Okay, you ready? So we shouldn't have had 2 helpings of ice cream.
We regret having 2 helpings of ice cream.
Very good. Okay, we regret having 2 helpings of ice cream. Okay, the next one is for you at home. You shouldn't have spent so much money on that quilt. Okay, let's see if Marina knows what a quilt is.
Edredón.
Very good. You know everything. Very good. So you shouldn't have spent that much money on a quilt. Very good. I regret spending so much money on this quilt. I regret spending so much money on this quilt. Okay, very good. Are you ready for the next one? Tell me you can't attend the meeting.
I regret to tell you that I can't attend the meeting.
Very good. I regret to tell you that I can't attend the meeting. The next one is for you at home, okay? She shouldn't have told him she would help him move. She shouldn't have told him that she would help him move. Very good. She regrets telling him that she would help him move. Remember that that is optional. So she regrets telling him she would help him move, okay? Are you ready for the next one? Tell me you won't be able to finish the report in time for the presentation.
I regret to tell you that I won't finish the report in time for the presentation.
Okay, so I regret to tell you that I won't be able to finish the report in time for the presentation. Thank you very much, Marina. You did a great job. And thank you at home. Remember to study and practice and review as much as possible. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Okay, class number 150. The last segment is full of important grammar around the concept of lamentar. Yes. You know, your English is not perfect. Your English is not as good as you would like because you didn't seriously take up studying the language when you were a little boy or a little girl. So you can say, I should have studied English seriously when I was little. I wish I had studied English seriously when I was little. I'm sorry I didn't study English seriously when I was little. Yes. I should have studied English more. Yes. I regret not having studied English more when I was little. Don't worry. That's everybody's problem, including my problem with Spanish. But it has a solution: hard work and motivation.